Hey guys, I'm Shan. I've made some wonderful Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs that I can't wait for you guys to see. I had so much fun making them and I hope you love them just as much as I do. This is my very first Dollar Tree Christmas DIY video. It's actually my very first video ever. So I'm looking really forward to you guys making comments down below. Tell me what you think. Like if you love it and subscribe please. Your comments are going to be really helpful to let me know what direction I want to go in next. If you guys like these type of DIYs, let me know. If you want to see something else in the future, please let me know. All right, you guys, here they are. For this Dollar Tree Christmas swag, I used all other Dollar Tree pieces that you see here. I took my tree out of the box and I removed the bottom end pieces. They don't really fit together. There's no way to connect them. So I decided I was going to just place them on top of each other and spread out all my pieces so that it will lay flat on the table and then fold in the top end of the Christmas tree. And once I was done fluffing it out and make sure that it was nice and symmetrical, I took a zip tie and I placed it through both sides of this tree where they connected. And I pulled that through really tight while still making sure that the tree was nice and symmetrical. Once I had that pulled through really tight, I took a pair of scissors and cut the top end of the zip tie off. I took another zip tie to the other end where they both connect just to make sure it's really secure. And I pulled that zip tie through, pulled it really tight, and then took a pair of scissors and cut off that top end as well. Once I had that done, I just went through and fluffed out the tree a little bit more, making sure all the pieces laid down flat and that it looked nice and pretty so that I can get ready to add my first Dollar Tree picks. Now this first one is this beautiful golden piece that I loved so much. I couldn't find one that looked exactly like that, but I found one that looked really similar to it. So I took those two pieces and kind of placed them on top of each other so they would line up. So I could place a zip tie through them and pull it really tight so that they will stay secure. And once I had those pieces lined up the way that I wanted them to and that zip tie pulled through, I found some other Dollar Tree picks when I went shopping that I really loved. They were also this beautiful golden color with a little Christmas ball on the end. So I placed that in right in the middle, in between those two. And I placed one that looked exactly the same on the other side, right in the middle. They have these little clips where you can just kind of clip them on the branch. And if you want to, you can reuse them if you decide not to use hot glue the way that I did. So I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do to each side. At first I saw these little Christmas ornaments, Christmas gift ornaments that I thought about using, but nah, I wanted something that was going to make it pop a lot more. So I used these other little Dollar Tree Christmas clips and I placed one on each end, making sure it was nice and secure. I kind of fluffed it up a little bit. And once I was content with the way that it looked, I was contemplating if I wanted to do anything extra or if I just wanted to fluff it out and leave it as is, because it's really beautiful and just this golden color. But I wanted to give it a little bit something more. So I decided to take some Dollar Tree Christmas holly berries, I think that's what they're called, from this piece that I found and stick them in different little areas on the swag. I knew that it wasn't going to stay secure as it was if I just stuck those pieces in there. So for this part, I actually did use a little bit of glue from the hot glue gun. I don't think I have that clip where I was using that gun to glue it in, but you guys get the idea of how I did it. And it turned out so beautiful. I love this piece. All right, now let's get into the final DIY. I used all of the pieces that you see here, the Dollar Tree Christmas bells, and those little pine cone clips actually came from Walmart. They were 97 cents. I really loved them, so I decided to use those instead of the Dollar Tree ones that I originally had. Here you can see me taking off that circular piece on the bell. It clips off on one end, and then the other side I just kind of pulled it through really hard. Then I took off the little gold Christmas decor pieces. I did the same thing for the other bell, took it all off and just placed it to the side. Okay, then I took my bells. As you can see, they have little hollowed out ends right there in the middle. And I decided that I'm going to take a zip tie, stick it through those little hollowed out pieces and pull it tight. Once I did that, however, they were still a little bit loose and I really wanted it to be secure for when I placed those clips in the center. So what I did was I took a hot glue gun and I glued those pieces together so that it would be nice and tight and they will hold together well. And once I was done gluing them together, I took the pieces and I placed them to the side. I only need about half of the stem from the 97-cent Walmart clips. So I decided to kind of move the part that I didn't need back and forth to try to break it off. I don't own any wire cutters, unfortunately. So that was a little bit of a challenge. But I was able to kind of break off those pieces. The second piece was a little bit more difficult, so I used scissors at one point to kind of anchor it. But finally, moving it back and forth, I was able to get those pieces apart, which was exciting for me. Yay! Next, I took the circular pieces of the bell that I had placed to the side earlier, and I applied hot glue gun. Well, with the hot glue gun, I applied hot glue to the centerpiece. It was kind of hollowed out, so all I had to do was kind of take one of them and place the hot glue gun around the circular part. And then I took the other piece and placed it on top of the hot glue gun from that one piece and kind of molded it together. Once I was done with that, I placed it over my two bell pieces and took a zip tie and stuck it through the little hole in between each bell and zip tied it together. I pulled it really tight, making sure that it was nice and secure. And I took a pair of scissors and cut that piece off. Once I was sure that that was nice and secure, I took my two 97-cent clips from Walmart and tried to figure out how I was going to place it in between the two bell pieces. Once I had it the way that I figured that would look the best, I took a zip tie and stuck it through that little hole in between the two bells and kind of arranged it and pulled it tight, making sure that the two pieces wouldn't go anywhere. It took a little bit of work, but I finally got it the way that I wanted it. And I took a pair of scissors and kind of tried to cut off the ends. That did not work because there were not wire cutters. So I decided to just fold them in the middle because I wanted it to look a little like nice and symmetrical. And I didn't want those pieces to stick out too much. Finally, I took this beautiful gold flower clip that I found at Dollar Tree. It has little golden hollow berries at the end. I think it's so beautiful. I loved it so much. I had to use it as the centerpiece of this bell decor. I tried to arrange it in a way where I thought would look best and zip tie it on there. That wasn't working quite well for me the way that I originally decided to put it on there. So I took the end piece and I kind of folded it under the long end piece of the clip, and I folded it under as a way to get the zip tie through. That way I could actually zip tie it on there with a little bit more ease. Getting the zip tie on there was easy, but to the little flower piece decided that it wanted to fall off. I took my trusty hot glue gun and put a little dab of glue where that piece goes and connected it that way just to make sure that it would stay in place and I wouldn't have any issues with it falling off randomly. I think this piece turned out so beautiful. I love it so much. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoy making your own versions of these beautiful crafts. And please leave me a comment down below and let me know how they turned out. Happy holidays, everyone.